Why all the biased reporting at the moment? Let's look at this from the point of view of the various protests that are taking place, the alleged attack on a migrant camp recently, and the brutal rape of a woman in Finglas.
Why do you interview them but not us?
I'm here doing my job.
Oh, you're not doing your job if you're only getting one side.
There seems to be extensive coverage by the mainstream media given to pro-mass immigration protests, which are organised by NGOs and organisers and members of political parties. And compare that to the coverage that the other side of the debate is getting, that side which consists of concerned individuals in local communities. Look at the Irish Times report of the alleged attack that took place on a migrant camp. Headline states, "Men with dogs, sticks and baseball bat attack Dublin migrant camp." Now, look at the final line of that article. There was no report of any injuries and no formal complaints made.
The article from the Irish Times says at the end of the article that there was no reports of any assaults, and I'm just wondering, have people been assaulted or not?
As far as I'm aware, no one's made any official complaint.
And why have some of the details of this story changed since it was first published? Compare the reporting of that story with the story of a young woman from Kappa, Finglas, who was raped. Only the Sun newspaper reported on that story. Why did the Gardaí not release any information about this crime? You'd imagine if there was a rapist on the loose that locals should have been informed so as to protect themselves. The Gardaí did finally report on this crime, but only when local concerned citizens turned up at the Garda station looking for answers. Now let's talk about Ruth Coppinger's engagement on both of these issues. Firstly, the alleged attack on the migrant camp that took place. Ms Coppinger, as always, is completely facilitated by the mainstream media. She was brought on to RT Radio 1, where she stated that it was a racist attack. And then in an article with the Journal, I think, Ruth implies that migrant men are not responsible for any crimes against women, saying that we have to reject any notion that migrants are associated with violence against women. She was so outraged with this alleged attack that took place at the migrant camp that she organised a protest. Where is she on the issue of that young woman who got raped in Finglas?